The worst possible thing happened. The Chiefs finally won the Super Bowl, first time in like 50 years. But we have to find some optimism here. And we're going to go to Spot Track. And we're going to look at their salary cap for next year. They're about $19 million. And they're planning on signing Patrick Mahomes to a long-term extension. It is rumored it could be as much as $40 million a year. That's good. You know why? It'll put them in salary cap hell, and they won't be able to sign free agents like Chris Jones. Raiders had problems this year with the interior pass rush. It was most evident in games like versus Green Bay, for example. They couldn't get. They got to the quarterback once in that game. They sacked Rod. It was Crosby. Need some interior pass rush. I say the Raiders go hard after Chris Jones. Now you're gonna say you could have had Khalil Mack. What has Khalil Mack done? Really? Max Crosby had 10 sacks in his first year. Khalil Mack didn't do that. Khalil Mack is Khalil Mack, and he is gone. He is on another team. He is on Chicago, and there's nothing you can do about it. Time moves on. The Raiders really need to make a splash on defense in free agency. They're probably not in a position to find any exceptional player in the draft, considering they don't have a second-round pick. They have a first-round pick, but they have so many needs. I mean, they definitely need a number one wide receiver if they can find one in the draft, because you don't know what you're going to get, but they're going to try. That is guaranteed. But the optimism here is Kansas City is going to be in salary cap hell if they pay Mahomes $40 million a year. They're going to have to cut a bunch of players. I don't know how they do it. It's all going to have to be backloaded. Hey, Raiders just had the problem where they couldn't afford Mack, and while you was totally excited, all you car haters, that Tom Brady was coming to the Raiders, Tom Brady was trolling the whole NFL. He's not going anywhere. He's not a Raider, and you don't want him on the Raiders. If you like the Raiders, you don't want him on the Raiders. If you remember 2001, you don't want him on the Raiders. I mean, whatever the snowball game was. If you remember that game, you don't want him on the Raiders ever. You want to avenge that game like they did the following season. But this is the only optimism that I can find. I mean, it looked like the 49ers, the play calling was so bad in the end. I don't even know what Shanahan was thinking. They had like 5 minutes left, and they're not trying to run the clock out. Then they come back, it's third down, he throws a bomb. A low percentage bomb. They needed to get first down. They didn't. I mean, you got to take care of business. You were going down the field, and you just blew it. You blew that 10-point lead. But expect the Chiefs to give Mahomes a long-term contract and put them in salary cap hell. The Raiders got some salary cap room, and they should definitely make some splashes in free agency because they need it. You go into Las Vegas, you're starting in the Death Star. I mean, it looks like the Death Star. You gotta admit it. And it looks so cool. And you're gonna be going to a brand new stadium. Just think about it. You definitely want to weaken the teams around you. You got. I don't know if it actually makes San Diego weaker, the fact that they're moving on from Rivers. But it would definitely make Kansas City weaker if they lose Jones to the Raiders. The Raiders have a pass rush that improved greatly, but could improve immensely, kind of like how the 49ers were so successful this year or last year, whatever you want to call it. Only time will tell, but we got to look forward to the future, and Derek Carr is the quarterback of the future, and his salary at $25 million or whatever it is a bargain. Yeah. He just needs some weapons around him, more weapons. Remember, his running back was hurt most of the year. He did great, but he had no wide receivers, none that could get open. So you got to solve those problems, and then it all comes together. You got to do some things on defense. Remember, Abrams didn't have Abrams the whole year. He's the guy they brought in to whack like Kelsey and stuff. We didn't have him the whole year. One game, he was gone, one and done. You got to look to next year as if the Raiders have 3 first-round picks all over again because Abrams never played. You could even say 4 if you include Josh Jacobs. Was injured quite a lot of the time. Quite a lot of time he was getting taken off the field. And I'm going to assume that he's going to have more stamina and he's going to learn to take better care of his body. And he'll be in great shape. So you could even say the Raiders have 4 first-round picks next year. But at least 3. They got 2 they have to pick. You got Abrams coming back, who was a first-round pick. And he was first-round talent. And he's a hitter. And he was brought in to address that tight end sort of problem, where he would give the tight end some whacks, give those running backs some whacks. And you got to look forward to the optimism. I don't know what else I can think of. What will make the Raiders better next year to look forward to? Well, I don't know what else. But let's hope Mahomes gets real rich. Yes, Mahomes, $40 million contract. Perfect. Perfect. Huge salary cap implications. That's what we want. Trust me, that will kill their little 50-year comeback. Bank on it. Raiders need to get Jones.